Think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
Don't be stupid. Don't podcast. Be don't.
Yes. Back again, the Don't Be Stupid podcast with my boy Tone. What up, Tone?
Yep.
E, what up, E?
What's happening?
Yeah, back again for 2021. Like we said last episode, been a long time. Hopefully we got our ducks in a row today. We got a couple serious topics we want to talk about.
Song's still going. That song long as hell, boy.
I sound loud as hell.
Man,
Nah,
that shit.
the song just long.
Man, when we come with the new one, it's going to be fire. You going to help me make it?
Yeah.
It's going to be fire.
Yep.
Man.
Fire.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know, but these drinks right here, man.
What about them drinks right there, man?
It's the season for it, bro.
It's starting to get warm outside.
Starting to get warm outside.
Yeah, because Cali is like at 80 degrees right now.
Shit, we was about to touch 90 the other day.
I was preparing for that 90 on Sunday and had the AC on. It was
Did it get
ready.
there?
I didn't see it get there.
I was down and
Oh,
out.
let me. Here we go. So let me tell you about my AC.
What?
So y'all know I've been living in the house now for 19 years now. 19 years,
Yep,
right? So everybody on the block, I've noticed at one time or another, I've noticed the air conditioning man come into their house and they get new units. We've been holding on, boy. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's the purchase I don't want to make, right? So I keep thinking about it. Long as this bad boy, hang in there. We good.
Hanging until when?
Bruh, as long as I can. I don't
So
want to
you
make that
change
purchase.
Scotch tape?
So, other day, it got warm. I don't know what day it was. It had to be, I'm thinking Saturday. Saturday, it was pretty warm. So I was in there doing some work in the house. I'm like, it's kind of hot. Let me go ahead and turn on this air. So I hit the air. Mind you, I just put new thermostats in and shit. They got the new thermostats in, all, Wi-Fi and all that shit. Everything's good with the thermostats and shit. So I got all that stuff set up and I turn it on. About 30 minutes later, I noticed like, damn, it's still hot in this motherfucker. I go up to the vent, I put my hand up, ain't no air coming out that motherfucker. I can hear like the air conditioning unit outside making noise, but ain't no air coming out. So I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, shit.
So I go out there, and of course, I got the little small unit that when you buy a house that comes with, that first unit that they put with the house, that little tiny ass unit.
That I break in 10 years unit.
On a 2-story.
Well, I'm going on 19 now.
Woo, that's good.
So that bad boy's small, but it's been working. So
Yeah, okay.
I go out there and it's making noise like it's running, but I look at it and the fan ain't going around. The fan just sitting there, so it's going, yeah, and the fan just sitting like this in one spot. So I got a stick, and I pushed it. I went down in there,
Trying to kick it.
and I kicked the fan. That fan just went halfway around and stopped. I was like, damn. I kicked it again, then a little
Let me
bit
make
more.
sure I got you right before you move on to your story. You went with the just beat the shit out of it method.
Nah, I mean, the fan, you go out there to the fan ain't moving, but it's making noise. I mean, it's just like, that's just common sense to spin the fan. Maybe it needs a little help, right?
That's not common sense.
Okay. Well, I got the stick, and I did it, and that bad boy eventually, on the third time I tried it, that motherfucker like, start going. And I've had air ever since. No problems.
God damn. What's
He
the
used
Wright
it.
Brothers propeller now, motherfucker?
That's it.
My
You used
man.
to beat the shit out of it method. Take a hammer.
I'm just saying. I took the stick to it.
Now you got
and
AC.
It's working.
Yeah, why
So,
do they give 2-story homes that small little ass AC?
I think it's one of them things where they do when they build houses, they do the minimum on certain shit.
Oh, yeah.
They do the minimum.
Yeah.
to what
Pay
they
the
can do.
maximum.
So either you're going to eventually just replace it and get a better one, or you're going to pay them out the ass to put a a nice one in the first place. The same way they do with the floors, the cabinets, and everything. If you don't say that when you buy a brand new house,
Upgrade the AC.
yeah. If you don't say nothing, you get the cabinets that aren't upgraded. You get the countertops that aren't granite, that aren't this and that. Until you got to upgrade everything. So I went cheap on the.
Hey man, you got lucky, bro.
You gotta get the
Knock
grandma
on wood.
tub.
Hopefully,
Knock on wood, 'cause I know that
hopefully you
motherfucker
don't have
about
to
to
keep
go
going
out.
there with a stick. I mean, maybe it was just something got jammed or something.
We'll see. I hate to be hot in the middle of the night. Got to run out there in my drawers and get the fan going.
Turn the propellers on.
Well, usually we're not about serious topics. We about some.
But
good
I'll
shit.
do it.
Ain't this a bitch?
I'll do it.
Cut me the fuck off.
I'll do it. I'll do it before I buy another one.
This motherfucker.
It's cheaper to go out there in your drawers and start that
It's
propeller.
hot. It's hot. You ever been out?
It's cheaper.
Have you? I know you have. Have you been outside in the summer night in your drawers? Walk outside.
That's a no.
Nah, man. You cut me the fuck off, man. I'm just kind of like, what?
I ain't ready to talk about that sad stuff yet. I knew exactly what I was
Hell
doing.
yeah, I've been outside my drawers.
It's a good feeling, ain't it?
Hell yeah, it's a good feeling.
No, it is.
Hey, cause you don't know who coming.
I don't know if that's the feeling.
I'm just saying,
I just
man.
like the nice
I
summer,
hear noise.
the nice
I hear
summer
noise.
air just whipping through my drawers.
Listen,
Like
most people go to sleep early.
Forgot to turn the pool off a couple of times. The motherfucker got to go outside your drawers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been there. Say that. That's fucked up, but yeah, I've been there.
all right, go ahead and go into what you're gonna go to now.
Man, we're usually not about serious shit, but today was a day that, I'm going to say I don't know how I feel about it. I'm glad for the verdict. I'm glad that, maybe some justice will be done because we still haven't been sentenced, but it's still a tragedy no matter how you cut it because we shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have to worry about this shit in 2021. So we happy about a verdict about some shit we shouldn't even have to worry about. And if you haven't caught on to what I'm talking about the George Floyd verdict today. So, I want to dive into it for a second because, man, I've got mixed feelings about it, and I'm pretty sure I ain't the only one. I'm pretty sure y'all got some feelings about it. It's just crazy. So, let's dive in.
Go ahead, Eric.
Man,
Take your time, Eric.
man, I don't know what to say. It's
Okay,
so
Eric.
Shit.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. I thought you
This
was done.
motherfucker speechless?
I thought he was done.
I don't know.
Who?
You said you ain't had much to say, and then you said it, and then you done.
I don't even know what the fuck you talking about, man.
What you just did. Go ahead.
You laughing? What the
I'm laughing at your motherfucking ass because you always got something
Look,
to say.
man,
You got an opinion about everything.
See, now you made something that was going to be serious. And
It is serious.
No, it ain't no more. You fucked that all up. You laugh, and he talking some bullshit that nobody know what he talking about.
Oh, I see. Oh, Tony, I think we've offended this man.
You ain't offended me, but I'm not going to, you know what? We're not going to talk about who you, because it ain't right to say, but I'm saying, we speaking on something and y'all.
It's serious.
Hey,
It's serious. You're right.
All right, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's
my
what I'm
bad,
saying.
man. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying.
You gonna speak, motherfucker? You just gonna
Oh, we
stand
back on
there.
me again?
Yeah, it's you.
So, the verdict
Yes, the verdict.
was, what is it? Guilty on 3 counts?
Yep.
So he got homicide or something?
Second degree.
Who knows?
Second degree homicide?
It's first. It was second.
First
third
degree, second degree, and then
manslaughter.
Then manslaughter or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
All charges?
That's the 3 charges.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
so it's
guil-
all guilty on all.
All
Yeah, he's
three.
guilty on all 3.
All 3.
So here's the thing. I think that the guy most definitely, get this out the way, most definitely needs to be punished for what he did. He was way over the line, was way in, and not to mention, it's something that has been going on forever, and because we have the technology that we have now, it's just out there for everybody to see now. You know, black folks, brown people have been complaining about this shit for a long time, so it is what it is. But sorry about that. But the one thing that kind of like I was like thinking he might get off on, and this is just how I was thinking was that the thing that he can hide behind, which didn't work, but the thing that you can hide behind is that you're doing your job. Now, mind you, he did his job way over what he should have been doing. But what I'm saying is, you can always say, what he could always say that, look, this is how I was trained. Even though they brought people on the stand and say, no, we don't train you like that. In his mind, he thinks he's doing his job. So he's still guilty. But I think that's where the difference comes in, where they get you with manslaughter instead of like first-degree murder or stuff like that. You can't really charge him with first-degree murder because he's actually doing his job. You see what I'm saying? It'd be the same, real quick, it'd be the same with Tone, like, you know what I'm saying, with Tone, like us in the military. They train you to do certain things, to, basically to kill.
Right.
And if Tony decides to take it too far, yeah, I get that he's got to be accountable for what he did, but at the same time, in his mind, he feels like
I was justified and
because I feel like you trained me to, I'm caught up in all this hoorah that you got me in, so
I can see your
I'm
point, but
around.
there's no way in the world he could be charged with first-degree murder. And the reason why he can't be charged with first-degree murder is because you have to plan that out.
Okay.
First-degree murder is simple as that.
That's not true.
I plan to come
First
kill
of
Eric
all,
James.
hang on.
Mind you, we are not attorneys.
We are not lawyers,
okay,
but
first-
that's why I
but
understand
that's not true.
what first-degree murder is.
First of all, I didn't say that he could be charged with a first-degree murder. I said I think that's the reason why they're not charging him why they couldn't. You don't have to plan out a murder to be a first-degree murder. If I go out right now and get in a fight with somebody at the gas station and pull out my gun that's in my car and pop, shoot them, I didn't plan that, but that's still first-degree murder.
I don't.
Yes,
Okay.
that is.
I'll get a better understanding.
If I
could be wrong.
if I get in a fight, if I go out right now in the street and not planning, it's just us going out in the street and we walk down the street and some asshole comes out and starts cussing at us and shit. I'm like, man, fuck you. And I pull out my gun and pop. We didn't go out to go find him and shoot. We didn't plan that. But when he came out and stuff and confronted us, I shot him. You still can get first-degree murder on that.
All right. Somebody have to clear me up on it, because my understanding of first-degree murder is actually to plan it, to actually to set it up.
Premeditated.
Yeah, premeditated.
So that would be second-degree murder?
That's why it's second degree, because he didn't intentionally
It wasn't
go to
premeditated.
kill him, but he did kill him.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
And that's my understanding of it, but I might
I
be
thought
wrong.
that was. I think what you're saying is correct in what you're saying, but I think that also, if a person just pulls out a gun and shoots somebody who's carrying a gun, I think if you're carrying a gun, it's like in a car and some mess and something happens to you and you shoot, that's considered first degree because you're.
From my understanding, it was always, say somebody was going, like the dude who killed his girlfriend at in Ohio. She was a waitress. He got in his car, took his gun, went to her job, and killed her.
That's
first-degree
premeditated.
murder.
That's premeditated.
But the thing
Premeditated.
is, you also got to be. It's got to be proven it was premeditated.
Yeah.
That's the key.
So what we shouldn't even be getting all into this, but
yeah.
But so you mean to tell me, just for an example, back in the day, especially when we was young and shit, that when a cat, we're all at a party or some shit, and the cat gets to arguing with some other dude, and he pulls out his gun and he shoots him. All them niggas that back then that did that kind of thing and got caught and went to jail, they weren't going to jail on first-degree murder.
That's my thought, but I might be wrong. Yeah, like Tony said, we're not lawyers, so I'm easily could be wrong.
I thought that they were getting first degree too. You pulled out your gun, you shot somebody.
It's all on the charges they give you and what the charges stick.
Anyway, so yeah.
So go ahead. I mean, it depends. Like the prosecution goes for first
That's-
degree, and he's guilty for first degree. You got to be guilty for first degree, and that's what you're going to do time for. So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just to. Are you gonna add? To
No, I'm gonna look it up. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying that. Besides the point, I just figured that he would get that would be his way out. I knew he would be found guilty, and he would do some time. But I figured that because he was actually on his job, doing his job, that they would find a way to be like, you know, you're guilty. And I still feel like, and I might be wrong, I'm still feeling like I'm looking at, if I got to put a bet down, I'm saying he getting 10 years and he doing 5.
Damn.
I hate to say that.
Is that all because it was concurrent, so you think he's going to be able to get 10? Say he gets 10 years, 10 years, 10 years. It's only going to be 10 years, you know, so each charge. So that's running concurrent.
So they're saying that he can get, they're talking about like at most 40 years, right? That's what they're saying, 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what he could get at the most. I'm saying because of the situation of it being a cop on duty, basically, and I hate to put it like this because he wasn't, I don't want to feel like I'm on his, I don't want to make it sound like I'm on his side at all. But basically in doing his job, and he took it too far. Mm-hmm. I think that they give him leniency on that. And like I say, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen. And I hope to God that I'm wrong. I hope they throw the nigga in the jail for 40 years. Yeah. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So.
Well, it's weird how it kind of reads.
It's not your turn.
Go ahead. Tom, let you answer, and I'll let Eric read that.
You know what it is? It's yeah, we got the guilty. But man, it's already taken a long time before he gets sentenced.
I know, what to say, 3 weeks, 8 weeks?
Something like that. We don't know. But the thing is that he still has to do what's that?
He can appeal.
He's got to do the appeal.
Yeah.
And it's got to go to the higher court, and he's got to wait on that. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, and he has to keep doing it until his appeals run out.
Right.
And then he'll do his full time. But at that same time, he's still going to be doing his time. Mm-hmm. It's just that, we got the news that everybody wants. That's good.
Yeah, that's the crazy
That's good.
part, right?
That puts motherfuckers on notice.
But
I like
the celebrating and all that shit. I don't know if I was with that.
Yeah,
you know what? Let's talk on that too.
Yeah.
It puts people on notice. But like Eric, it's like one of you guys said it. It just we have the technology that we're catching all this stuff, but let's not get it twisted. We have historical news video of the whole Selma and all the peaceful protests, and you've seen the dogs, you've seen the fire hoses, you've seen the beatings, you've seen all that on the news.
I think the difference with that though is that at that point they were bold enough to be out there with it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They weren't denying it.
Mm-hmm.
They were out there with it. They were telling you, we don't want blacks here. Right. We don't want black people using it. We want to be separated. Which the difference is now that, and that's what it is. But now we have the denial of we're not doing this. Mm-hmm. Right. We're not, you guys, only time we ever use unlawful force or something like that is because you guys are you're gang related. You pulled out a gun. You did something that made them have to pull out a gun. Right. Now we're seeing that line is very.
I don't think to them, I don't know if they got a line anymore. They just do what they fucking feel.
They claim they got a line, but
they got that.
Not every cop.
They got that shield.
Yeah. Not every cop.
Let's make this clear. I'm sure there's decent cops.
Yeah.
Where you guys at? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know
a couple decent ones.
Yeah. I know decent cops.
They're out there, but at the same time, right now, we're seeing a bad batch.
Real quick,
and let me say this
real quick on this.
Go ahead.
So, on the first degree murder, it does read kind of what he was saying about having what does it happen?
Basically premeditation.
Premeditation, but it goes a little deeper where it's it's a lot more into it.
Yes, a lot
for
to
instance,
it. Yeah,
For instance, like accidentally shooting somebody else
yeah.
can be considered first degree murder. So it's deeper than what it just.
It's not so clear anymore. And I agree with you in the first part. I just wasn't sure. But what I was going to say to the other point is that cops right now, right? I think what they need to realize is that they're under a microscope for everything they do, right? And no longer will you be able to just do whatever the fuck you feel and sweep it under the rug, right? If they catch you on tape, consider ourselves lucky. But even if they don't catch you on tape, man, you could still get fucked off. You still could be looking at a point where you don't have, the backing that you used to have from your police department or your company, because nobody wants to be in a case where your department keeps getting hit with lawsuits over violence.
Yeah, the city ain't gonna be able to handle that.
So cops need to check themselves. And then the bad part, there are a lot of good cops, but they need to check themselves to say, one, I know I'm here and I need to protect my life, but let's be realistic. With George Floyd, there was 5 or 6 of them. They basically had him. Man, put that man in handcuffs and put his ass in the car. Call a paddy wagon or something. Let him be at that. Go ahead.
I mean, but it's not funny, but it's just weird, like just watching the case and like that what's they call? They got desperate to the point of he died of carbon monoxide.
They was fishing for anything.
They were, man. The video. You
was
already know
in the car,
when
in the
you're
truck,
outside. You're outside. That's what I'm saying. When people, when a lot of people commit suicide with carbon monoxide. It was on the news. They got to that point where they were so desperate. They were like, nah, his death was caused by carbon monoxide. Outside, my man? Like people gotta seal up a bunch of shit just so the air doesn't come in for you to even survive on carbon monoxide, right? So I'm like, my man, he was outside.
Right.
You know that knee was on that neck for too long.
Right.
You hear that man crying out. You trying to tell me, and not to mention the medics even said.
Right. The medics in the video was called. They like, man, he gone. Yeah.
The police chief.
Yeah.
When the police chief said, I don't know what you talking about. We ain't ever trained people to do that bullshit.
Right. That was amazing. All the people came out and said that.
That was crazy.
That they was like, nah, we don't do that like that.
Yeah, but regardless of what they had to say, it was all on the jury.
Right.
And the jury, what you see is what you got.
Right.
You seen that man crying out and telling that man, I can't breathe, and you just kept on.
Kept on.
Even though he was handcuffed.
Mm-hmm. And that's really the point. That's really the point.
That's what I need. I need that shit. Justice to be done. The justice ain't done yet. Let's not all celebrate. Justice ain't done yet.
So bringing it to celebration. My thing is, it's one of them things where you, like I say, I get it. I understand that there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, man, why the fuck do you care about, his life or his family or anything like that? But it's just hard. It's just one of them things when you celebrate somebody else, Yeah. And
it's a tragedy.
So yeah, either way, like I'm saying, I want this dude to be punished.
Right.
I'm not celebrating him being punished because it's a sad thing that the guy did what he did and now he's being punished for it. So I won't celebrate him being punished. Maybe I would feel different if it was my own brother, my own kid. Maybe, but my thing is, it's just way too early to celebrate. I don't want this to come across as, I don't want this victory to come across as, okay, now that you got yours, now shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it can come across like that.
There's people out there doing that.
It's like, okay,
let's back up for a second.
Now you got your victory. We find, he's been locked up. We're gonna put him in jail and stuff. Now, quit crying about police brutality. Quit crying about this and that.
They can't.
You got a black president. You had a black vice president. We've convicted somebody that beat. Now, you guys quit complaining about being black. Quit complaining about your black lives. And I was gonna say, just to be double advocate, devil's advocate, and I know I'm all over the place. I probably should have said this earlier, but when we was talking about when you said that all cops aren't bad.
Yeah.
So, I was gonna play devil's advocate there and say, how is that different from like how they do black people sometimes? How you have a certain amount of black people who, and this is in any race, but we're talking about black people right now. You have a certain amount of black people who do wrong, but then they want to lump us all the same. So you have a certain amount of 20-year-olds that are dope dealers. So we all end up being considered dope dealers. It's the same way kind of with the police, and believe me, I'm not siding with the police, but just knowing policemen, knowing some, it's like a lot of and we got to remember, even if we count all the cases that we know of from last year, I don't know what that is. Say it's 50 cases. Say it's 60 cases. That's still not a lot of cases compared to the amount of police officers there are. So that's 60 people.
Say it's 5%. Just say it's 5%. Say it's 3%.
Say it's 3%.
3%.
3%. That means you still have 97% of these officers out there trying to do their job.
Right.
So I get it.
Yeah. That's the hard part.
I get that part. It's just that
it's the old saying: one apple spoils the bunch. Yeah. Right. One apple spoils
the bunch. And that
3%. That's it.
Unfortunately, with this type of job, it's important that you got to be almost perfect.
Right.
Because
I want to back up to a couple of things that's really important to me. One is, okay, we have the one gentleman that's been convicted, right? But there was 4 or 5.
They're bringing those up. Oh, I'm sorry.
There's 4 or 5 of them.
They're all coming. They're next.
They next, right? So they next in the trial. Then you have one of them that said, "Man, I was new. I'm following orders." When does the moral clause kick in? When does the thing that says, "Man, I'm a human being. That's a human being. He's being done wrong. Forget the officer part. I can't allow this to happen. I got to stop this."
Okay. You're right. When does it kick in? But then also you got to take into consideration. I mean, I'm not even saying that this was that situation, but this can be the situation. Say you got somebody. Say it's all 3 of us.
Right.
We're the cops, right? But Tony right here is brand new.
Right.
Not only is Tony brand new, but Tony is 20 years old.
Right.
We're veterans.
Right. And you're a training officer.
So we're beating the shit out of somebody because this is what we've been doing. We've been doing this for years.
Right.
Years.
Right.
Now, Tony might feel like that ain't right. But as a 20-year-old, brand new police officer and stuff with maybe responsibilities. Maybe he got a new kid. Maybe he got a family. Maybe he's trying to get a house for the family. He just got married and shit. There's a lot going on with Tony that maybe he needs to step back and be like, well, maybe I shouldn't be saying. Maybe this is what's been going on. Because these are the people, me and you are the people we're supposed to be his mentor, setting him straight. So maybe he's seeing that this is the way it's done.
But what you're saying right now is the very fucking problem. I should be able to, as a grown man, 20 years old, not look at that situation and say to myself, this shit ain't right? Now, here it is. Here's the part where the government needs to play their part. And if I feel like it's not right,
no, go back to the guy.
I'm talking about the cop that's there. If I feel like it's not right, I should be able to say, man, we can't do this.
But that's
if
what I'm saying.
Continue on, I'm gonna call in. But the government should be able to say, with no repercussions, Tony, right? If it's you, it's a new cop. With no repercussions, will we fire you? Whatever. We're gonna bring it up on the case, and you felt like there was a problem, right? And then deal with it that way. As long as that line allows, with the blue line, with the cops are allowed to say, me and Eric can ridicule you, treat you bad, get you fired, do whatever it is. We're going to continue to have motherfuckers covering up shit.
I got
Somehow we got to be able to stop that shit.
Okay, so you made the obligation and the commitment to become a police officer.
Right.
You're trying to learn you're a recruit. You're in the field. You already know the risks that you take putting that badge on, right?
Yes, sir. Hell yes, a risk.
Right. So the complaint that the people have is the fact that, guess what? The same rules that's out on the street no snitching
Right.
is the same that applies to groups of, and I'll be blunt about it, is the police, me as being in the ex-military, military too, no snitches in the military because there's repercussions.
See, because
That's why there's a lot of dead motherfuckers right
But
now.
see, Tony, what Tony's right about, is that he he hit it right perfectly right there. Because the same niggas like you who will say that you need to stand up and say what's right, what's wrong. I mean, if that's wrong, that's wrong. Speak up, say something. Will be the same cat in the hood saying, nigga, it don't matter if it's wrong, no snitching. When you grew up, hang on. When you was 20 years old, Kevin, and tell the truth.
I'm telling
when
the
you was
truth.
20 years old, you saw a lot of wrong done in the street.
Before
You
I was
might have
20.
been
Before I was 20. Yeah.
you might have been part of the problem.
Right.
And snitching was not an issue. You
No,
did
we
not.
didn't-
You
You're right.
did
I
not
grew up,
snitch.
I grew up where we did not snitch.
You kept.
And the problem with that shit about not snitching, Eric, is
Kev. We're not talking about what the problem is. We all know what the problem is. You're talking about. You were saying that the problem is a 20-year-old not morally stepping up and saying what he's supposed to say. And I'm saying that that's right, but it happens in every realm. It happens in everybody's thing. Right. It happened where how you grew up as a 20-year-old. Yeah. Now you're talking as a 50-year-old. Right. So it's different as a 50-year-old looking down and saying, "Hey, speak up. Yeah. If you see wrong, say wrong." Right. But if you young, and mind you, I'm just arguing this point. I'm not for the police in this situation. Right. But what I'm saying is that it's not fair to expect that police officer.
Wait a minute. This is what we get off at. Right, what you about to say? If I took that job as a police officer and I signed that code of
Kev, why
conduct,
would you? Okay, tell me this.
then
Tell me this.
Motherfucker, you.
Okay,
don't take
Kevin.
the job.
Okay, then I'm asking you this and I'll leave it alone. I ask you this and I'll leave it alone. I ask you this and I'll leave it alone. I ask you this and I'll leave it alone. What makes me upset about the whole situation is that I'm not saying that you're wrong. If you take a job like that, you take it under certain situations and you take it understanding that this is your job and that you're going to serve and you're going to do a certain thing a certain way. But what I'm saying is I can't believe brothers will hold other people to a higher standard than they hold themselves. And that's what's, hang on, don't, I'll let you say what you had to say.
Church.
That's what's fucked up, is that because he took that job, mind you, we all human, but because he took that job, you expect him to be a certain way and hold himself to a higher standard than yourself who's inflicting that law, who's saying that, you know what? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because if you know better, Kevin, because if you know better enough, let me finish. If you know better enough, if you know well enough to tell him that he should be this way, then why is your bitch ass, you know what I'm saying, that you a bitch, but why is your bitch ass sitting in the hood doing just as wrong, if not worse, and you get a pass?
I don't get a pass.
You do get a pass.
You don't get a pass.
Because y'all don't snitch.
You don't get a pass. You don't get a pass. You don't get a pass.
You just said it. We all got passes when we're 20.
When we was growing up in the ghetto, we followed those guidelines and those rules. But those guidelines come with repercussions. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that just because you don't snitch, you don't.
I'm not saying. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about
me.
you as a 20-year-old.
By not taking care of business, and by not talking my friends off the ledge, and by not letting some of them do the things that were supposed to be right, I led them to some to incarceration, some to death, some to motherfucking just a bad life. By not saying, "No, we can't do this, bro. We gotta stop the shit." That's perpetuating the problem. That's continuing on.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But you're able to understand because of the no snitching rule in the hood that how you can be caught up in that situation. Yeah. But you can't understand how a cop or a military person or somebody would be caught up in the same situation.
I do understand.
So you can't expect. So that's what I'm saying.
But what
you
I'm
can't
saying
expect
is
him to.
Once you decide to go and work for the government, once you decide to be a legal person, once you decide to be, it's like the president. Trump had all kinds of moral shit he was supposed to follow. He followed none of it. So our expectation with what you got from people was anger because he was not morally right? That's what people was mad about. There's a lot of things he did well, but most of the time people was pissed off because of just the way he acted, right? That was the problem. So you were holding him to this level. By your means, what you're saying is, I shouldn't have to hold the president to that level. Fuck
No,
him.
I'm not. That's not what I said.
What's the difference? He's a government official.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Okay, they all government officials.
I said that everybody has a role to play when they accept certain jobs.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that a lot of times what happens is people.
Go ahead.
A lot of times what happens is people who are quick to put you in your place and tell you morally what you're doing wrong, but then can turn around in their own life and be doing
dirt. Pastors is the number one.
basically the same shit. So that's what I'm saying. It just makes no sense. And we're not saying what you should be as a cop, what you should be as a president, what you should be as a soldier, or like you just said, what you should be as a pastor.
Right.
I'm saying that if I can sit here and see morally what it is that you're doing wrong and point it out to you and tell you that, you know what, as a pastor, you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be living this way and living that way. But then turn around and go back to my place and not keep them same type of morals with myself. That's just what do you call that? That's
we just got to stop having high expectations for people's position
because they're human.
Because they're only human.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense what you're saying, Tony.
We look, listen.
It makes sense what Tony's saying.
What I'm saying, it makes sense. No, I'm saying.
That's how I go, man. That's
too.
why I'm here.
I'm about to rebut your statement too. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
Right.
But the fact is, we'll back up to you in the military. When you were in the military, you signed an agreement of what you would do.
We took an oath.
We took an oath just like every other government agency that has.
And if you were caught breaking that oath, right?
Right.
You were reprimanded.
Of course, if you've been caught, not been snitched on.
Hold on. Stop. So before you do it, before you about to break that, and Eric's out there with you, and he say, Tony, don't shoot him, man. Don't do it because of blah, 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 right? And then you do it anyway, right?
Okay.
Now, here's the catch-22. You get back, and nobody snitch on you. But now, somehow you two get caught, and he get what you get.
Somebody
Ain't
snitched.
Snitching. No, nobody snitched. Somehow they distracted the bullets, whatever the fuck happened. They figured out that you killed him, your bullets, whatever it is, they got it. Now he getting what you get, right? And he was trying to talk you off the ledge.
Yeah, he does a plea deal.
Now you want him to plea deal.
No, he's going to have to plea deal.
Let him get to a point.
What I'm trying to say to you is that, man, at some point we have to, even if he doesn't snitch you out, we have to try to stand up for each other and stop this shit. We got to be able to say, man, this shit got to stop.
And
that's what people have been saying.
But I agree with you.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you. Where we're not agreeing on is that when you threw the 20-year-old part in there and you expect that 20-year-old to think like a 50-year-old man, a 20-year-old, even I don't care what job he take, he's not gonna think like that. You didn't think like that. I didn't. You didn't think like that. Mm-hmm. I didn't think like that. Tony didn't think like that at 20.
I didn't think like that at 20.
And if you want to use that war situation or the army situation thing, what would have happened in real life when we were 20 is if me and Tony was somewhere at, in battle, in military, and Tony was doing some shit that he wasn't supposed to do, what probably would have happened as 20-year-olds, we'd have been like, damn, that's fucked up. That stays here. That's between us.
Right.
And that's the kind of shit that happens.
Right.
Which is wrong.
Right.
And that's the same kind of shit that happens in cops and stuff. So we can't hold them.
What's your expectation once you do get caught?
No, what I'm saying is, if I get cut, then I got to deal with it with the repercussions. But what I'm saying is that you have to understand that that's what happens. I can't hold that person. I can't hold that 20-year-old to a higher standard than I held myself.
Okay, so now we circled all the way back. Now you have these 4 people about to go to trial
Yes.
over something somebody else did.
They're getting a lesser.
And they should get some time.
They'll get a lesser.
Who
charge.
never said? I never said they shouldn't have got time.
I didn't say you didn't say this.
They should get some
They
time
should get some time.
because they didn't step in and stop it.
Right.
See, you're missing. See,
not
he's
missing
not
the
missing
point.
the whole
I'm
point.
not-
You're missing the whole point.
I-
Nobody
I-
ever said that they shouldn't have stopped it in the first place. What I'm saying is when we threw it out there to begin with, you were saying that you were so strong at saying
am
that's what the
strong, bro.
problem is. They should have did this, and I said just to play devil's advocate. I said if one of the guys was 20 years old and so on and didn't know
It's
what
my
was
fault,
going on.
Because I didn't say that I hope that the government gets to a point where they don't. There's some kind of exit
You
for
talking
these
to
guys.
the-
There is.
Some kind of way for these guys not to get in trouble. Because the fact is,
They need to know that they need to get
they
in trouble.
stupid for sitting there letting this motherfucker do it. First of all, you should have stopped it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody said they should have
They
stopped
should have
it.
stopped it. But now
Right.
you about to suffer the repercussions. And one of the dudes, who know if he's lying or telling the truth, is yelling, man, I was just a young dude. I'm new to the position.
It don't
know
matter.
what the fuck to do. I just want to. There you go. I don't matter. If somebody
it's
would
different
explain to
now.
him in the beginning to say, if you see something that's out of line, no matter how it is, call his boss. If it's a true blue line like you're saying, and the boss is everybody's in on
But
it,
that's what we're saying.
Somebody should have called.
That's what we're saying.
and said, hey, man,
It's
he
very
choking
hard.
this
Go ahead,
motherfucker. Y'all
Tom.
gotta do something.
I'm
No,
saying it's
but see-
very hard for that person for that young guy
Right.
to do that.
See,
Go ahead.
it's different now. It's different because now their faces are in the camera.
Yeah.
There's no escaping it. Because before there's no camera, there was only report. And guess what?
Right.
Your word against ours. We have 5 of you guys and 2 witnesses, and they were just following procedures, and this would happen. And then guess what? And then whoever was the actual person on the suspect, and then there's the 4 other cops,
Right.
and then their report.
Right.
And guess what? Their report is going to be the same as everybody else's against the 2 witnesses. So that's what happens all the freaking time is their word
But
against
two
ours.
witnesses.
I'm just saying. Usually the case. I'm just saying,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm just using that as an example where a lot of the times when there's no video, there's always a report,
Right.
and each cop is gonna have to sign that report and who responded and what happened and everything, right? So what happens is their word against the witnesses, and they're gonna file a report and do this stuff, and then those cops are gonna have the same story, and this is what happened, this has happened. So even if you're the new 20-year-old, you're gonna go along with the rest of the cops that were there. You're not gonna go with the witness and say, well, he had a gun, even though that gun could have been planted.
I didn't know where you were getting at with that, but yeah, at the
mean,
end,
it
you came
makes
to
a
the
lot-
point where
it
you're
ma-
right.
it makes a lot
They're
of
gonna
sense.
go with. They're gonna go with.
They're gonna
with
go
the-
with the
Like I
with,
said,
with the
Without
cops.
the cameras, without that other stuff, of course they're gonna go with the cops, the other cops. But
Yeah.
in this time, in this day and age, right now, with motherfuckers video record on the drop of a dime, right? You have to assume that somebody's recording some shit.
Cops know that.
I mean, what I'm saying, and that's
Shit, they're wearing the recorders.
They're actually wearing the recorders. Yeah,
they dumping them.
they get disciplined.
dumping 'em.
They get disciplined if they don't have it on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's
They're
now.
not dumping them.
Yeah. I mean, I
Now,
think it's
now
hard.
they
It's
can't. You
hard.
can't do it now. They
Yeah, it's
own
hard.
it.
Yeah.
And you have the right to film them in public. You have a right to film all their stuff. You just can't get in the way of their whole procedure.
Right.
You can say whatever you want. Oh, get off them, get off them. You can't do that. They're in the process. Get in the way, you're going down with them too.
Well,
So you can't get in the way of arresting.
So
go ahead.
I mean,
Boy, this is shit.
so
It's a hard one.
the bottom. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's the bottom line, but what I think is that look, I already told you what I think is gonna happen to him, to him getting his sentence and stuff. As far as the other 4 go, they're gonna get something less than what he gets.
Right.
But there's still gonna be consequences because, like you say, there's consequences and repercussions for everything that you do. So even that person, if he is the new recruit or whatever that was fresh on the job, he's still gonna have to pay. There's gonna be something to pay for that. It might not be as strong as the rest of them, but you get some too.
Right.
So everybody gets some. You learn from it. For as far as those guys go, because
Fucked
they
up lesson.
well, as far as those guys go, because like you say, they might have been put in a position where your boy is doing something and you feel uncomfortable about it, but you know that this is my team and this ain't my team over here.
Yeah.
So I still got to kind of somehow, back up my team. The thing is that I think the part that gets left out of the story as far as that part goes is that if the police officers would have just been like, we ain't fucking with him with the knee in his neck and went to the other side, that's looked at and say he never died.
Right.
That's looked at as bad for police officers.
Right.
Because the one thing they have to do, they have to stay together. It's them against everybody. So their strength is in unity. So they have to stay together. They have to back each other up.
You need that backup.
Right.
Even when this stuff is questionable, hopefully it don't lead to death, but you still have to back your partner up or back the person up until we can figure out later on in the investigation. And then you even later be like, look, Tony, that was fucked up. That was fucked up what you did.
Yeah, that's some shit you did.
That's some bullshit that you
back
did.
at the station.
Shit, we might go to blows over. That's some fucked up shit that you did. But at that point, at that instant, I don't think anybody, even the dude with his knee in his neck, I don't think anybody thought that
He was gonna die.
he was gonna die.
Right. So let me just give you one more hypotheticals. We'll play like,
And then we end this.
We'll let it die.
Yeah.
Do you think if say this 10 seconds into it, 20 seconds, a minute into it, and Tone comes over and Tone's like, kind of bumps me off of him, flips him over on his back, handcuffs him, and then we throw him in the paddy wagon, and then we get out. Right? That he would have saw it as dude challenging his authority, or what do you think? Because
I didn't get the question. Say it again.
back up again. So you with your knee on his neck.
Yes.
Tone come up, right?
Yes.
And Tone is holding his feet. Tone bump you sort of off of him, flip him over, handcuff him. We pick him up, we throw him in the car, and then we go. We only a minute into this, right? Into him with his knee on his neck.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have been like, hey, man, don't you ever do that shit again?
I think
If you live,
are you asking me?
I'm asking you.
I think that in those type of situations, and I'm not a cop, so I don't know how they work, but in those type of situations, I kind of look at it as husband and wife.
Right.
Okay, if my wife decides to go about a situation a certain way, it ain't my job to bump her out the way and take over it and do it my way. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing things a certain way, say disciplining the kid or whatever, I expect her to support me in what I'm doing.
Right.
So when you come and bump me and take over and handcuff the guy and do everything else and move me out the way, yeah, I can see how you could feel a certain way about it. I might look at you like, the fuck you doing? I got this. Let me do. So I can understand how you could look a certain way. And on the same hand, it might be that bump that knocks me back into reality and be like, oh shit, what am I doing? You take care of it. I'm like, maybe I was bugging. Yeah. And but you never know. But what I can say, I can see it going either way. I can see somebody taking it the wrong way and being like, the fuck you doing? Look, I'm, especially if you ain't on my level.
Right.
Like, I've been doing this for 20-something years, and you just...
I'm a higher rank?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck you doing? Like, we do it, we witnessed it in the military. Right. Your commanding officer, your sergeant, whatever, could be totally wrong about something. Mm-hmm. But shit, you better sit right there and just be like...
Yeah, that's you do. You get it. You gotta. It's rank.
Right.
You try telling the guys in charge of you. Nah, I don't feel like doing that.
It's like telling your dad. It's like telling your dad he was wrong.
I ain't taking out the trash.
Oh no, that shouldn't happen.
Your dad tell you to mow the grass this way, yeah. And then you're like, Dad, that's wrong. You gotta mow it this. Nigga, didn't I just tell you to mow the grass this way? You know what I'm saying? It's like he got ranked.
Right.
So
you know what? Just to kind of like end this thing, but Chauvin, that guy, right now he's thinking appeal. But then again, he's
His
thinking.
attorney's appealing.
Yeah.
They've already started the process.
And for him, I'm thinking. For me, I'm thinking he's probably thinking if I just took my fucking knee off his neck.
His hindsight is definitely there. If somebody would just stop me, somebody just did something. Anything.
If I just fucking took my knee off his neck.
In this day and age, bro, I wouldn't be surprised, and like I said, we got to get off of this, but I wouldn't be surprised in this day and age if he's thinking of everything else besides the knee. Because kids nowadays don't take accountability for anything.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's saying it's the drugs that killed him. It's something else that killed him.
He's already blaming himself.
It's everything else that killed him besides the thing. But guess what? Just to end this, guess what? We'll never know what the real reason was because you put your knee in his neck and killed him.
Right.
So we'll never know if the drugs killed him. We'll never know if heart attack. We'll never know. We'll never know exactly what killed him because at this time you had his knee on his neck, and he couldn't breathe. So,
not to mention he did do something he wasn't supposed to do.
Did they ever even prove that was a fake 20?
It didn't matter.
I mean, but did they ever do that? Did they ever go into that and find out?
That's what they were called for. I mean, at the same time, imagine you the guy that called the cops
and that dude
started this all off.
You know, we going all like getting back into it.
Let's get in this.
All right, he feels bad too. He's
got to feel bad over a fucking 20.
I think they brought him on the stand.
We're going to let it die. There's other people that's got to be a prosecutor or go through their trial, so we probably
might have to cut that whole thing out. We might have to cut
that. Nah, that was good, man. That was good, man. That was good.
Nobody wants to hear all that shit.
But as promised last week, if you listened to last week's show.
Wait a minute.
Are we done already?
Were you about to go back in it?
Nah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was gonna see who's gonna go back in it because I was gonna shut him down.
Nah, man, because that little argument you did, we went from the 20-year-olds to the 50-year-old talking.
Woo.
Yeah.
And that's how you could see the changes. Because 20 Tony. Yeah. I want nothing to do with that bullshit. I kept I didn't look at 30. I didn't know what I was gonna say at 30. But now that I'm 50, I look at things whole lot different.
Totally
Music is different to me.
Way different.
Right. So I was thinking too. You know was it Juicy Biggie song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here in the front. Is it the one that you goes, I'm out in the front just trying to feed my daughter and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I don't want you drugs dealing in front of my house with that bullshit.
Hey,
this is a 50-year-old Tony talking that shit. When that motherfucker hit, when that shit came hit, I was saying that shit. I was saying that shit. I want that.
Every word.
I'm out here hustling to feed my daughter.
But what I'm saying is like I'm saying, at 20, you think Wade. I mean, I hate to say this because, like I say, we're all for him being convicted and getting what he deserves. But I'm saying that we don't. Y'all will argue it, but you don't know. Why you rolling your eyes?
Are we back at it again?
Yeah.
Oh, ain't that some
You don't
bullshit.
know. There's a part of me that thinks that, because I'm thinking about myself.
All right.
There's a part of me that thinks that Eric at 20, it's just fucked up to say.
Oh, shit.
I might have looked at, if I was a police officer, I might have looked at my police, my what is it? My group,
Your unit.
my unit.
Yeah.
I probably would have considered them something like a gang.
Probably.
The way I thought back then.
Yeah.
And those would have been my brothers.
Well, considering what area you're in.
Well, I'm just saying, the unit would have been like my brothers.
Yeah.
And no matter what Kevin was doing over there, I would have been like, Kevin, get that nigga. You know, I'm just saying.
That's fucked up.
I mean, it's fucked up to say, but think about how you were at 20 when it came to you and your boys. I got some scoundrel ass friends, right?
That's why we all be serving 25 in life.
And I would have been like,
About to snitch,
I'd have been like, Kevin, get that nigga, get him. I would have been like that. Yeah. Not even thinking, because I know, I'm thinking in my mind now some shit that I've done.
You Willie Johnson's son.
I'm thinking about shit that I ain't done, and not so much that I ain't done, I have done.
Yeah.
But being with the people
You get him, boy.
who's doing the shit, and I'm right there with it. Like I'm right there with it. Like do it, and I'm there. I'm a part of it. So I can see, and mind you, out of all three of us,
Yeah.
now at the age of 50,
Yeah.
I'm the most calmest. Stay out of
Yeah,
issues.
you
Don't go nowhere.
want no problems.
Sleep at 8. Indigestion, having boo-boo problems.
Oh, head.
I'm the oldest
What I
motherfucker
told
out
you,
of all of us.
I told you. We gonna close the show up. But I'm gonna bring this one
Wait a
question
minute.
up.
How long has it been?
We gonna
We
bring
spent the whole show talking about this?
we gonna bring that one question back that was supposed to be part 2 from last week. We spent a lot of time talking about it.
Is it going to be fun or is it going to be something more seriously?
Hey, and I asked the man last week if you remember, what didn't y'all like about getting older? And he said, "Man, I got something every week for that."
I do.
Oh, we don't
we
want
talking
to.
about?
We don't want to.
If you remember last
okay.
week's episode, we got on the subject of having the shit, and my man Tone broke it down for us with this unexpected shitting thing. where
he
you're able
broke
to
it down with his
where
shit.
how he's able to
Oh.
stop it. He's able to stop his unexpected shit. So, if you didn't catch that part on the audio. Go ahead and get into it. But E, my man, I've been thinking about it all week, man. What's your challenge number 2?
I got so many. I mean, it's not like we planned this. I can just come off the top of the dome. Speaking of the dome, where my hair don't grow.
That one spot.
I got this spot right here, right in the crown of my head that don't grow.
Is it getting shiny?
It ain't getting shiny, but it's like my hair. So this is what happens with my hair. I can I can cut it.
There we go.
I can cut it. I gotta cut it because it doesn't stay bald, but it grows out some. So I gotta cut it. But it grows out just enough to look bad. That's what it does.
Like George Jefferson shit.
So I was gonna get there. So what happens? Like say I want to, because my hair don't grow. I like fuck it. Keep it low, right? Keep it low. It grows out just enough that it still looks like
It gets dark.
it just don't. Yeah. But then if I say I'm gonna grow it out, it all grows. The whole head will grow like so. Y'all can't see it if you're listening to this on audio, but it grows just a little bit, all evenly. And then when I say, okay, now it's time to grow it out, I start putting the juice and berries in, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff.
Moisture, get that skull right.
My shit grows out, but not up. You know what I'm saying? So all this is growing like the George Jefferson look. Everybody,
You ain't there yet.
yeah. So because I still got a line.
You got a hairline.
I got a hairline still, but like crown. So everything will grow out, but won't grow up. So my hair start growing wider and wider. But this part right here, this to be sitting there just thin. You can see the top of my crown. You can see
Put a
my
cup
hair.
in that motherfucking leg, just go around it.
I mean, Tone. I ain't trying to call you out, but I've noticed that your hairline has kind of went back a little bit. I mean, I'm noticing that it's kind of going back a little bit.
I ain't
Them
got no
corners. Them corners.
I
Okay,
don't
so
got no
we can speak on it then.
We can speak on it, but I ain't gonna show it.
You ain't got to show it, but you do got some hair.
I got hairline issue, but I ain't gonna lie. But man, when right now it's cut off, but when it grows, baby, you gotta get the Caesar. Just boom.
But
Just line it up real quick.
yeah, but you still got them.
No.
You got them angles up there. I see them. You got them angles up there. But
That's
you,
all right though.
But you know who don't got them angles? Whose hair grow all luscious?
Man, you stupid as shit.
This hairy
No.
motherfucker hair.
No, he's getting a doctor. He's gonna get Doctor Strange right there on the side.
Maybe.
I mean, he got some grays,
They got
but
the side. They
yeah,
got
I'm
the
great.
cool.
so
got the
are we gonna speak on stuff
We
or
can
we
go
not
ahead.
gonna
You can
speak?
talk about my grades. I ain't tripping.
Okay, so, and I mean Tony's been known to do this too. It's no secret.
Okay, don't get
I haven't did this yet.
Please don't lie.
You are follically
swear to God.
challenged.
Motherfucking lie.
I swear to God, I haven't did what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
I have yet to dye my hair. I haven't dyed my hair. Why are you laughing?
Welcome. Hey, what,
Can you
No, my shit, my
Can you
shit, my
specify?
shit get hella gray up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you
But
credit.
I haven't got it on my face yet.
Yeah, okay.
And so I have not
Eric?
dyed my hair yet.
Eric is starting to get the Doctor Strange
Eric,
side.
Yeah.
Doctor, man, I got the red fox. my shit get hella gray now. But I haven't. So my question is,
Facial.
Go ahead.
at what point? It's a two-part question. At what point did you decide that you needed to dye it because you felt like?
y'all about to learn a valuable
Hang
secret.
on, let me get the second part. And at what point you just gonna get that up and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna be gray?
Okay, so
Did I say that in the mic? Did y'all
yeah,
hear me?
you said that right.
Okay.
I've been gray-headed, like gray hairs in my hair since I was a teenager. Like I've always had gray hair.
So you've been dyeing shit since you was a teenager?
Nah, I haven't been dyeing it since I was a teenager. I probably started dyeing it in my 40s, right? In my 40s, I started dyeing it. And then so it just became a part of a habit, right? That I just dye my hair.
Listen, truthfully, when Tony pointed it out right now,
Yeah.
that's the first time I ever seen it.
Right. So I usually don't show the gray. I usually don't care. But I'm going to get my hair cut on Thursday. So I'm like, man, I gotta let it grow out and do its thing. So I was like, he don't like any grease or oil in your hair. So I'm just like, whatever. I'll let him fade it first and whatever it is.
You use it just for men? What do you use?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what you use?
Yeah.
That's all
So
we
for
got.
sure. And
That's what
and
you-
it all came.
Like, you
came.
can do
to
the
be honest
women
with you,
shit.
bro.
You use
To
that
be
real
honest with
shit.
you. To be honest with you, it was like the whole manscape thing, the whole manicuring, like making sure you take care of yourself part. That's really when I started like making sure everything about me, like getting a haircut, making sure everything's dyed, cutting, trimming up every area, making sure that shit is nice. It kind of just fell all in the same little arena. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was young, motherfuckers didn't dye their hair, cut their hair like that. They didn't give a fuck. They get a
Well,
fade. Philly
I mean,
fade,
we
that's
ain't
it.
got to go that far back. I remember 3 years ago
Yeah,
when
get a
you
Philly
wasn't,
fade, get your
you wasn't
mustache
even
cut.
that comfortable about talking about shaving your nuts.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. So as all that
Y'all need to
progressed,
catch
you
up to
started
me.
taking care of yourself. You just became a part. When will I give it up? Let me say this.
Never.
I think I will.
You
I
gonna
think
stay with
I
it
think
too?
I will. I think I will.
I mean,
you
seen
Babyface,
mine as
Babyface on
potential.
them's gray headed as shit, but them motherfuckers, you can't even Sugar Ray Leonard. That motherfucker, you can't even tell. He look like he's same age. I mean, if you take care of your shit, them motherfuckers,
It
just look the
depends.
same.
A lot of people ain't out there just telling you I'm.
Right. They all
you know,
dying.
I'm just minning.
They all dying.
Just for minning.
They all dying.
So-
but you seen me. My shit, I go white.
But in your diet still.
I ain't done that in a while. I should do it though.
Yeah.
I'm saying, now that you wore it white,
Yeah.
and you wore it white
but
for
you
a
just
while
don't
now,
feel that
why,
age yet. You
why,
just don't feel like
why
you that
dye it
age
again
yet.
now that you've been there?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to see that bush. That's why I cut it off.
See,
last
there's
last
different
week it
tones.
was all.
My shit's still
orange.
salt and pepper. Like my beard, most of this on the side is all black. It's right in here that changes color. Right? This will just be black and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And that's the hard part. And my hair is salt and pepper too. So it's salt and pepper. It's like hard to be like, okay, do I go salt and pepper or just whatever it is? That's
Man,
what it is.
I tell you, it's
So
not.
that's the
It's
challenge.
not getting easier.
Eh,
Getting older, man.
I know
No,
that
it
mine.
ain't.
So I used to, my hair gets all them white hairs on the side, right?
Right,
All
right,
gray
right.
hairs on the side. And then when I get a haircut, because I get a fade,
Yeah.
get the bald fade, they cut it off. And then I'm good for like a week or two with none, right?
Yeah.
Until this last couple of times I've been cutting my hair. I cut my hair now, and I've been cutting it myself because, you know, the pandemic and stuff, I just cut it all bald.
Right.
3 days later, the hair that's growing, see, it used to grow out
Go
black
black,
first, and then it would like
Go gray?
Now it's just automatically gray. It's just gray growing
Come right
up
out the
sides.
roots.
Yeah, I'm like,
right
God
the roots.
damn.
Yeah. Nah, see, that's
That's
crazy.
It's tough.
But that's what it is. It's tough to decide which way to go. But that's the problem.
There's some cats. There's some cats that can pull it off and look cool as fuck.
Yeah, they grays
Not
look
me.
smooth.
I can't pull that shit off.
See, I think the secret to being able to pull it off, that's why I think Kev could probably pull it off, because if you can grow hair,
Yeah.
like if your hair is full and
You
you
got a
can
full
grow,
beard,
if you got
yeah.
a full beard and you got you know, your hair can grow out and you can shape it and cut it any way you want to.
Yeah.
Those cats can pull it off because those cats can grow it all out and then get it all like bow, bow. Everything's like, you know, just
Yeah.
they chin straps is all, everything is, you know, cut. And so their grays and everything look like, damn, that nigga This shit
Hey,
just
you-
nice.
Is yours long enough that you can put rubber bands and look like Lou Albano?
Hell yeah. Shit,
Can you? Can you put like one rubber
Just let me
band? Is
touch
it
it
long
one
enough?
time.
Is it long enough for one rubber
Yeah, you can put a
rubber
rubber
band?
band in there. Let me
Like
touch
a
it.
black, you're like a
Why
black
can't I
Lou
touch it?
Albano.
Stop trying to touch my fucking hair. Back up.
Why you so for? What is
And
it?
just let him touch the tip.
I don't like.
Just let me just put my finger
No,
in it.
get your ass back.
Why you being like that?
It's not something I want, bro. Back up off me.
That's something he don't want. Respect his
I just
Respect
wanna
space.
my
touch
space,
it.
bro. Respect my
I thought we
face.
like brothers.
We is like brothers.
Hey, we got HR in this podcast.
Back up off me.
You my brother, right? So can
Back up,
can I get a hug?
Next time you give me a dap, touch
me get
that
a hug.
motherfucker. Back up off me, E.
So I can't get no hug.
Nah, man, we cool right now. After show, I'll give you some love.
Why can't you give me one now?
I don't want none.
You gonna leave me hanging? You gonna leave me hanging on TV and everything?
Man, I love you like a brother, but don't get it twisted.
Let me get a hug.
Nah, back up off me.
Come on, let me get some love, bro. Let me get some love. Look at that. You know, we've been
Nigga, sick as shit, man.
we've been.
Whoa.
You know what? That's been a long time. coming.
Wow, you on hands?
That's been a long time.
Wow.
coming. Now I'm about to give me some light love.
That motherfucker right
It's been a
there.
long time coming. Listen. Oh yeah.
Oh, my
That feels
people.
good.
I smell good
That
too.
feels good.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's been a long
Knock
time.
yourself out.
That's a long time.
Knock yourself out, Otto.
Knock yourself out, man.
I feel
That's
good
what
now.
it is, man. That's
God
that's.
damn, that nigga
You
grown
know
fuck.
what?
Look, I got a smile on my face.
I'm gonna say
I
some
feel
corny
good now.
shit. That's some shit we need in this world right now.
That's
Go
it,
ahead.
man. I feel good.
I'm not gonna sing that song.
You ain't gonna say?
You know what? I'm thinking at the end of every show we need to hug.
We just did. I guess that's the end of the show.
End of every show.
Well, let me say this, man.
I don't
I
know.
know tonight's was a
We
serious
have to
show.
take a vote on that.
Serious show. But we'll get back to the comedy hopefully next week. Talking crazy, letting y'all know how we do.
We ain't laughing a lot.
But man, you know, I
I
want to say
don't think we need.
peace and love to the Floyd family. Hopefully y'all get
for
what
sure.
y'all need.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all got what y'all needed.
I didn't like this show, so you probably won't hear it.
Oh, we gonna put this
But
bullshit
we're
out.
gonna cut this out.
Put this
We ain't
bullshit
even on
out.
it. We ain't on anyway. We got in trouble. We forgot to mention that.
Oh, yes.
We always in trouble.
They took a show. I mean, I know we ain't got that many listeners, but the ones that we got,
grounded us.
yeah, they took us off.
Grounded us.
I don't know. We did something wrong in the early episode, like episode 11 or
A
something.
year and a half ago.
And so we got an email
like
saying
2
that
years and a half ago.
we got an email saying that they were gonna take us off, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Listen,
And then,
podcast got a lot of
sure
rules,
enough-
man.
They did.
Yeah,
They
sure
shut us
enough,
the
we went
fuck
on there,
off.
tried to play some old stuff and shit, new stuff, old stuff, everything. It wasn't playing no more. So you might get this. When you get it, we don't know. It might shit.
And again, it's one of those serious topics, you know. But just let us know your opinion, man. If y'all heard something we said that was wrong, or you didn't like what we said, man, just reach out, say something.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Let us know.
Whenever
His
you
name
get
is
to
Eric.
listen to
Talk
this.
to him.
His name is Eric.
That nigga's number 916. Call him. I don't want to hear
Sacktown.
that shit.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right.
All right. Hey.
Love you, Ma.